sunshine dream of the Costa del Sol.
It's lovely. It's nothing better.
Is becoming a stormy nightmare.
This quay is actually symbolic of over £100,000 going up in smoke.
But as credit dries up,
we have lost every penny.
One person's misfortune,
I wish to God I'd never come here,
is another person's gain.
I'm hoping to find my ideal place, but it must be at a bargain price.
It's crunch time for the Brits abroad. Spain, Paradise Lost, Wednesday at 9 on ITV1.
On Central tonight, the reformed drinker who's helping police tackle the booze culture.
Gary Topley goes on night patrol and finds the dens where teenagers go to drink.
It doesn't look a very comfortable place to sit and get drunk. Even, you know, I've never done anything like this when I was younger.
Also tonight, the Midlands cities testing electric cars. Will it pull the plug on the petrol guzzlers?
Preserving our past. English Heritage reveal which of our region's buildings are crumbling and how we can help.
Plus, the Wonder Mum who gave birth just hours after earning first-class honours in her final university exam.
Didn't waste any time. Once she was given the go-ahead, that was it.
Good evening. The government has launched a £1.4 million crackdown on teenage binge drinking over the summer holidays.
It's money made available after senior police officers warn that alcohol continues to be a growing factor in crime and antisocial behaviour across the Midlands.
Now police in our region are getting an insight from someone who knows firsthand the problems that drinking can cause. Gary Topley started drinking when he was a teenager, and he kept on drinking to excess for the next 15 years.
Well, now he's working with the police to help tackle the problem. John Willits has this special report.
Gary Topley and Acting Sergeant Akil Hussain have met before. Last time Gary was drunk and being arrested by Akil. Now they're reunited under very different circumstances. Gary has quit the booze and works as a volunteer for the Derbyshire Drug and Alcohol Action Team.
It is strange, yeah. But, you know, there's bridges to be built, and you know, I'm willing to build bridges and let bygones be bygones, and hopefully, you know, I can help the police in what they're doing. Now,
you've been doing it?
Got a little girl now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and it came back. I got sent down last year.
Did you? It's nice to see Gary in this light, to be honest with you. Obviously, going back when I last saw him, it was a completely different situation. It's great to see people can actually change. So, no, it's really good.
It's Friday night in Chesterfield and Gary has joined officers on the late shift. He wants to see for himself the problems caused by alcohol in the town, and he'll report his findings back to the drug and alcohol team.
Have you any idea how much she's had to drink tonight?
The police have been called to a 16-year-old girl who is almost unconscious from drinking too much. She's been sick while being given a lift home by friends.
She's been drinking in park tonight, apparently. She's in a bit of a state.
Obviously, the state the girl's in now, she cannot be left on her own. And they really want to drive her home. It's some considerable distance to her home address, and it's not advisable to drive home. She's got to go to hospital.
It just brings back memories of how I used to be when I went out drinking, and you know, it's a shame looking at that you know, youngsters have to get themselves in states like that to have a nice night.
For Sergeant Les Rawson, it's a familiar sight. Nearly all the calls received by police in Chesterfield on Friday and Saturday nights are alcohol related.
It's across the old age range. You just can't say it's the youngsters who are drinking to extremes. Everybody seems to be quite capable of it nowadays.
One thing that does concern Gary is the number of cheap drink deals available on nights out. As a former binge drinker himself, he knows the risks of drinking too much.
I used to go out on a Thursday and I'd be drinking from probably 12 in the afternoon, and then I'd go home at 4 o'clock the next morning, and my consumption would be 12 to 15 pints of lager, 12 bottles of VK, and maybe another 10 to 12 sambucas chucked on top of that.
Do you think that we need to be looking at those offers in terms of how it's encouraging other people to drink?
I think those offers should stop, because it's, you know, again, you've got this booze culture Britain, so to speak, and that's encouraging it more and more.
But it's not just the quantity of alcohol, it's also where the drinking takes place that's concerning police. These garages are one of the areas where teenagers in Chesterfield gather.
They're all asbestos roofs, they're all falling into disrepair, and it's just a haven for young people to come. I took a bottle of gin off a 13-year-old only 3 weeks ago. Well, the remains of it, he'd drunken half of it himself.
Boston's Corn, a French lager down there as well. It's not a very comfortable place to sit and get drunk. Even, you know, I've never done anything like this when I was younger. This evening, what struck me the most is seeing the underage drinker and the state she got in, because it brought back a lot of memories from how I've been in the past. Also, as well, seeing the places where youngsters do go drinking, how derelict they are and how dangerous they are as well. And that, you know, being a concern because of how dangerous some places really are.
Gary will now report his findings back to the Derbyshire Drug and Alcohol team, and also now plans to give talks in schools about the dangers of alcohol. Now that his life is back on track, he's determined to help prevent others from repeating his mistakes.
With any addiction, it is difficult to stop, you know, but I've kept focused, kept getting involved in different projects, and just kept doing more and more and more to keep me more focused and determined to carry on the path that I'm going down, rather than looking back and going back down that path again, which I've done in the past.
Other news now. Police have cordoned off a section of a disused railway track in Nottingham after a serious sexual assault. Police say a 16-year-old girl was